Yo, niaje, how you doing, manze? Finally, we are here for episode 2. I hope uko fiti. I'm always happy. Hii season 2 tulisema we are going to be extremely happy. And simply because tuliamua kuwa very intentional, we are going for African text and we are going to discuss real issues that are affecting us. Episode 1, I hope you may watch. We are here for episode 2 and this is a special episode. Why am I saying it's a special episode? Because we are still on African context and it's special because we have a guest with us here. So before niende sana, because mi huenda sana, tutampatia chance kidogo ajiintroduce. Mi naitwa Kim. This is Book Plug episode 2, season 2. And mambo ni moto moto hapa ndani. Before nipatiane chance guest atusalimie, I just hope manze episode 1 ili kuimpact. We learn kitu from it. We are discussing walls and nimeona watu wamereact vizuri, watu wanasema oh pia mimi nilikuwa na hiyo walls. Kama uja watch and you're watching us for the very first time, make sure you go back there and watch episode 1. It was so educative, it was so good. We learned a lot from it. Me personally, I learned from it and I hope also this one is going to impact you and is going to leave a mark on you. Sawa sawa. So without wasting time, acha tusikie tuko na nani. Mambo.
Poa sana.
Okay, it's smiling.
Yeah, I'm smiling.
Nazambia watu unaitwa nani and yeah.
Oh, well, so my name is Khasoa. I am a creative and I happen to be a friend to the host, so
Great.
don't play with me.
Mumesikia? I have good friends, smiling friends.
Yeah, obviously. So I'm happy to be here today. I'm hoping
Great.
we're going to have such an interactive session with you. Yeah.
I love, now that tuna introduce hapa and we've had like 1 hour of ranting pale
I
nje.
know, right?
And then now it's like we have to pretend now
I know.
that we starting. Guys, we started like an hour ago. Ikituleo, I'm so excited to have you. That's why mpaka nagonga vitu hapa. But anyway, so welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Hapa tunaongeanga vitabu. I don't know, do you read?
Yeah,
Yes,
of course
you
I
read.
do. And
Haungekuwa
courtesy of
hapa.
you.
Yeah, haungekuwa hapa.
Singekuwa hapa mazi.
What are you reading currently?
Currently, I'm still reading the book that you recommended, courtesy of you.
Okay.
Meditations by Aurelius.
Marcus
You know that
Aurelius.
Marcus, yeah.
Yes.
It's quite an engaging book,
Hmm?
and I love it so far. And what can I say? Thanks to you.
Great. What are you learning? Umefika mahali yenye amass some points to share with us ama tuachane na wewe umalize kwanza ukuje utuambie?
So far, I will say one thing, and that is, I think, something that the book is addressing mostly, Mazi, be you.
Be you.
It actually teaches you to do things differently in terms of not seeking validation from other people and just being the person that you want to be. So, ni mingi by the ukisoma hivi, kuna times I put on status, watu waone just the sections of it. It's awesome.
Meditation by Marcus Aurelius. I have friends who read, by the way. Khasoa is one of them, and that's why we are here with her. And okay, you're reading meditation. And what do you do with your life?
My life. First of all, I'm breathing.
Okay, very important.
Yeah.
Breathing is very important.
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, I'm a creative. I'm a filmmaker as well, and theater personnel. So I kind of act if you want me to. And I also do scripting and that. And I've also done digital marketing as well. So basically, I love creativity. I love storytelling, just like you.
Okay.
Anyway, we've been out there and we've been talking about a lot of stories, a million stories at once.
Yes, for 1 hour plus.
I know, and we left out this one.
Okay.
I think we should have rehearsed.
Tulikuwa tumesahau you're having a podcast here.
Yeah, but it's awesome actually. Yeah, so I love what I do.
Okay.
Being a creative is such a good thing. Just in case you wanna be.
Okay, great. So tumekuita hapa leo, we are discussing a Kenyan book, an African text, inaitwa Confession of Nairobi Women. Sijui kama umeipitia mahali ukaiona hivi. Inapendwa sana. Have you read it? Yes.
Not entirely. However, yes, I've seen snippet of it, and also on social media.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And now thinking of it, I haven't really grown up in Nairobi, but now since I'm an adult and I'm living in Nairobi, I'm now a Nairobi woman. So on the next episode or whatever of Nairobi Women, I'm in.
Inakuhusu sana.
I'm a Nairobi woman. I have confessions. Not
You have
crazy ones,
confessions. So manze, kwa mtu mwenye anajiuliza about the Confession of Nairobi Women, me personally, I must say I had a bias before. Nilikuwa na bias ya only fiction books, non-fiction books, I mean.
Wow.
Sikuwa nafanya fiction books.
Okay.
And that is romance. I was into self-help books and biographies, hizo vitabu. And then a friend of mine, hata alikuwa hapa kwa hii podcast by the way, akanchallenge, yeye anaandika romance, akaniambia you are unawachwa vitu zenye ziko kwa hizi vitabu zingine zenye ni fiction.
Nyawira, right?
Nyawira.
Ooh, wow.
Nyawira challenged me.
Yeah.
And I decided, I'm going to read this book. because actually nimekuwa nikiona tunaona watu wanaiongelea sana the confession of Nairobi women nini kama you know what, I'll have a specific episode for it and I'm going to read it. And let me be honest, I'm not regretting the book. I'm not regretting reading the book because man, ilinipata out of nowhere hata before nianze kuisoma, because it took a lot of convincing for me to read that book. A friend of mine, we have a group by the way, we usually read. So a friend of mine nikamwambia I'm reading, akaniuliza what are you reading? Kamwambia I'm reading several texts, but Confession of Nairobi Women is one of them. Akaniambia finally you are reading something that is not your genre. Nikamwambia yes, for the purpose of the podcast. Akaniambia sometimes we do read these fiction books just to get outside the reality, because things are so real, so you need some getaway. You need something yenye okay. So long story short, I read the book and man, hey, watu wako na story. Hey, watu wako na story.
Uko like, we?
Watu wako na guts za kuongea. I don't know, but to some point nilikuwa naona how about tungeweka majina za hawa watu hapo chini, at least naweza mtafuta nimlete kwa podcast tuongee na yeye hapa na hiyo story yake, because they are so heavy.
But some people prefer it, like, I just want to give you the word.
Anonymously. There are 13 chapters or so, but every single chapter has a different story.
Wow.
And different story, I mean, you'll get all the type of emotions you ever think. You'll be sad, you'll be angry, you'll be mad, you'll be happy, you'll be, okay, this is cool, I'm going to try this. But all the confessions, initially the title was somehow nilikuwa na sasa Confession of Nairobi Women, jamani, why are women confessing? Why are you people confessing?
We are always confessing anyway.
And then why should I read your confession? So but
sense.
reading the book, I found the reason why there was a need, there's a need to confess and to clear the air, because every single story, I don't know how the author searched these people, but it's too heavy. And then the book is an easy read. Unaona zile zenye vitabu they're easy reads. They're not like the complicated books zenye they are so hard to read. This is an easy text, ensuring that you will read the entire text. It's only some few pages, not too long, not too short. But these confessions, they taught me something. And basically what you do here, we don't preempt the book. It will be unjust, because I'm invest, I'm to me a pesa, and then coming here and then discussing chapter 1 of this, the first, it's not justice. What you do, we usually get an inspiration after reading a book, a very own inspiration, and then we come discuss it here. And then we give it credit by saying inspired by. Not boring a story there. So the reason why we took Confession of Nairobi Women, or rather the inspiration that we got after reading this book, is modern survival, I would say, for lack of a better term. The modern survival, we have a lot of profiling at the moment that, you know what, anybody who is living a nice life like yourself,
oh my goodness, tough it.
like yourself, people have a perception that you are doing something immoral. First, let's start. Are you doing something immoral? Are you doing something immoral?
Okay, depends. What is the definition? What is the definition of immoral? It's relative.
Okay. So people are saying that anybody who is in Nairobi and he's living a nice life. He's not living in a single room. I'm not saying single rooms are bad, by the way. He's driving a big car and he's still young. Either yeye ni mtu wa wash.
Fraud.
Either yeye ni mtu wa OnlyFans. Kwani unaitikia haraka hiyo ya OnlyFans?
Kwa sababu mnatuambia tunakuwa na sponsor. Just you're looking good and someone is like, okay.
Kuna hiyo pia ya sponsors.
Kuna hiyo pia,
ya baba. And then kuna ingine pia imetokea pia, vijana pia ni kama kidogo wanaandamwa. Kuna venye pia vijana wamefind a way of making money in town. I don't know, but there's a lot of profiling. And finding that from a story. As in the inspiration ilikuja from a story yenye iko kwa Confession of Nairobi Women, that someone was scamming. I don't want to preempt it. Mungu anisaidie nisiende kwa hiyo direction ya kupreempt, but there's a story like that somewhere there. So you can hit that, you know what, but huyo yeye ndiye alikuwa na confess yake. But today I want us to talk about the modern survival and prototyping or profiling that is happening at the moment, is it you with your own experience? Have you ever been profiled in a wrong way?
Okay, if I have no idea.
Okay.
But probably somebody might have done that. Let me start by, I'm definitely gonna read the
Confession.
book. Yeah,
Okay.
Confession of Women
You
entirely.
should.
I'm convinced the way
should.
you are convinced by your friends. Yeah,
Great,
so
great.
thanks to you.
You should also try it. Kama unaona hapo nje. Try it.
Yeah. So basically what I would say is, in as much as I might not have experienced that like firsthand, however, these are things that are happening. You know, we've had neighbors. Most of the times you won't actually face this thing like straight on. However, you will hear it from the other person. So you've had like, I've lived independently. So you've had people maybe in your apartment, somebody saying, oh, this lady never works. You know, just because I'm not doing a 9 to 5 job, where are you getting the money? Why is your house so good? Why are your couch so expensive? Just because you don't see me getting outside the house. The same thing I think it's happening to men right now. I feel like if somebody doesn't see you going out, or rather actually putting some effort out there, somebody's just like, okay, it's either you're doing fraud, wash. And at the same time, if you don't have it all, you're either lazy, especially when it comes to men, you know, you're lazy, or you're just doing something. And when it comes to ladies, I guess it has always been that, you know, umewekwa, you've been kept. And actually right now kuwekwa, it's a two-way thing. I didn't scare. There's a man amewekwa pia.
Okay.
Yeah, with the mamas. You know,
na mamas.
Na mamas.
Okay.
You've just here.
Wacha niacha kujifanya sijasikia.
Yeah, so kuna watu wanekwa na mamas, and the same way, you know, it has always been, you know, it has been normal to be like, oh, the girl amekwa with a man, you know, an older man to be specific. There were barbers and sponsors. As for the men, it's actually happening right now, you know. Older men wamekweka kona do and everything. However, this is not something that is happening entirely. And I feel like most of the people are running into conclusions just because you don't see me doing the norm in, you know, in the modern world. And we're a whole different generation. Na feel ndio kitu watu hawaelewi. You know, we're a whole different generation. First of all, I don't know about you, but 9 to 5 sucks.
Okay. Your boss is watching. Ataangalia, atapatana naye mahali.
No,
okay.
I love my
this
job.
Girl, okay.
I love my job.
Usiogope, tutamu-explain.
We can explain.
Podcast. Yeah.
Ilikuwa jokes, so do jokes.
But 9 to 5 do what?
9 to 5, yes, it does. Sucks. And I feel like even if it doesn't, I think it's not something that is really working for us at our current generation. And it doesn't just suck. I think the factor of the money that is being paid, maze, unafilina kakofisi time yote and everything. So I feel
the
like
value you're giving,
exactly my value and all the time niko office and everything. At times there's nothing I'm going to do. So I kind of feel like I think from the society you've lived in, this the way people have always expected things to be. Wanataka, oh, mtu anawakada nafaa kukaa hivi. You know, effort nafaa kunaonyesha ndio kunafanya kitu. So just because haunioni nikitoka nje asubuhi haimaanishi I've been kept by a man.
Unaweza kuwa unafanya kitu huko ndani.
Unaweza kuwa unafanya kitu huko ndani na si webcam. Na si
Actually nilikuwa
OnlyFans.
nikuja hapo. Unafanya nini huko ndani kwa giza na tukikuuliza, by the way, una manuva aje? Ni God manze. Small girl. Inaitwa?
Big God.
Small girl, big God.
Clock it.
So hizo ndio vitu watu wanafanya ndani ya nyumba.
Sasa cheki.
What do you do?
What do you do?
What do you do inside the house?
Okay, first of all, let me ask you, what do you think I'm doing in the house?
I don't know, because you surviving, you paying your bills, you
So what comes in your mind?
You are working.
I'm working, right?
Yes.
So what kind of work do you think I'm doing?
Illegal, something
illegal, you see? That is and actually
that is the perspective.
That is the perspective of everybody, right? Yeah. I know he doesn't mean that. Yeah, but
true.
Because I feel like there's a lot that people are doing online right now, right? And there's a lot of freelancing gigs that is happening on, you know, you're a young person, you know that. And honestly, if you're gonna pay me, saizi walisema kila boss analipa 30 Gs. Hakuna mwenye anapita hapo. Ukwe unafanya accounting, ukwe unasha vyombo, mimi nakupea 30 Gs. Khasoa kufikishe mpaka ngapi? So I'm like, if you look at it this way, whatever people are doing like inside their houses, I feel like it's paying more to start with. Secondly,
it's paying more.
It's paying more and relax.
Okay. It's
paying more. Mazi, if I'm doing, let me use an example, like a website like Fiverr, where you get freelancing gigs. You can work with someone independently. And honestly, am I going to explain to everybody what I'm doing? All my neighbors, you know, I work on this at home. I can't tell everybody what I'm doing. However, whatever is going on inside that house, ni sawa tuwezi tetea kila msee sawa mi Kenya nadu na Kenya unadu na Kenya ni tofauti but at least we'll talk for those ones who are genuinely doing something legal na kama mtu hajashikwa rada shida ni DCI
means ni nyingi shida ni DCI so you want to mean mbona usifungua ofisi yako basi uweke ukue unafanya hizo why is it have to be inside your house mbona ikuwe ni kwa nyumba yako
wewe umeona rent ya Nairobi kupata office mahali
kwani you still paying the rent there and you're being paid well simesema iko na do
but pia kupay well ni relative right you know it might be better because let me ask you something how much does fare cost in Nairobi we mse unakaa place yenye unaweza afford mimi let's use we are young people right I'm 25 I don't have a stable job as per se or it's paying me enough to actually just support myself so fare natumia on the road it's quite something secondly you're going to an office stay there for 9 to 5 bado hujabai gari mazi unaenda kutembea upande mat usumbuane huko na wasi mazi Futsubishi ni nini you're all over the place right and then you're spending so much money on the road and then to add on top of it there's some bosses who are toxic and I don't have a problem with going to work physically you know I don't have a problem with that I do by the way
you do have
I do that and I like it kind of you have to deal with toxicity at some point and everything how about you just stay at home and do something if you have the opportunity you spend less and then another thing I feel like our generation is a generation of tech I would say that everything is going online
it's digital
right now is about artificial intelligence and all that I feel like working from home is actually easy because chances are a lot of things that I'm doing on site I would actually do them at home so the problem is how do I defend myself that I'm not doing something wrong
exactly prove to us because you know we are doubting you people so much the point is if you're doing something which is right why not putting in public and then number 2 these people by the majority of them ukimuuliza na kuambianga tu either that statement or ni god manze I'm a small girl big girl but aizi kuambia anafanya nini ndio pia ufanye why is that so
first of all I'm going to address it in this way I don't think it's not, I'm not being rude but it's not fair that everybody has to know my business
why is it not fair
because does your neighbor know everything about you do they know what you're going to eat today in the evening
they can't
why is it all of a sudden my career has become something that you have to know whether it's career or not either way I'm earning
so
money
that we learn from you and also we get the money that you're getting
actually what brings me to the second point there's some people who get keep there are people who are like you know what I don't have to share what I'm doing maze unaenda wasi sijui nafanya forex hakuna mtu anakufunza venye graph inapanda ikishuka and people don't want to some of them will share some of them will not secondly I won't just tell you something unless you ask so personally my personal opinion I would actually tell you oh by the way this is what I'm doing this and that you know but that's just it after nimekwambia alafu sasa after nimekushua alafu sasa but if it's legal
have you ever tried something like that have you ever worked you know something
like
what
yenye nje si illegal yeah
whether ni illegal or is legal don't usiogope tutakata
sijafanya illegal au skate anyway so the thing is I feel like I've worked from home before right and nobody actually knew I was working from home because initially I had a job that I was working on site and then I quit so when I went home I was doing digital marketing obviously and nobody knew but at the moment nobody knew what I was doing at home nilikuwa nakaa kwa nyumba I was working from home and everything I was still paying my rent probably my caretaker or the landlord ako like hey mazina squeeze utokangi nje by the way how comes you're still paying rent you're still living your life the way it was nobody knew what I was going through at the moment nobody knew I quit my other job nobody knew what I am doing at that particular moment and I did it for almost like 3 months and given a chance if I had something else that would actually favor me I would do the same honestly but it wasn't something that I really wanted to settle on for so long because I feel like also being outside you know you network a lot you meet people and then I feel like also when you're working from home this is something that has to be in your head like mentally so it's easy because it's also draining if it's legal I don't know about the illegal ones
have you ever tried illegal ones
illegal ones not yet do you have means inalipa fiti yenye tukishikwa tunaweza jitoa
ndani so suppose you're given that chance and you've given a chance which is illegal it's paying well.
Yeah.
Do you mind taking the risk?
Okay, let's start with kuna illegal zenye.
Let's start by defining illegal. What is
Yeah,
illegal?
I know illegal.
What is illegal?
Check it. Sasa illegal it depends with how you're defining illegal,
relative,
right? Kuna illegal yenye it comes down to morality with your principles. Let's put aside what the society expects from you, but you yourself, you feel like I can do this, I can do that. Tuseme ka OnlyFans, let's go for that. You know, mtu kama siwezi fanya.
OnlyFans iko na mafans.
Iko na mafans maze.
That was supposed ako ni kazuri.
Ni kazuri si kabaya. So something like that, I've never really indulged myself into it. However, I don't think I can do it, right? I can't do it because of my own moral perception. When it comes to kuna illegal,
do you think it's wrong? Do you believe it's wrong?
In my opinion, personally, I can't do it.
You can do it.
I can't do it. So whoever is doing...
No, do you believe it's wrong?
Do I believe it's wrong? No and yes.
Give me a yes or right. Where do you lean? Is it wrong? Is it right?
Mazi, what wanna try put food on the table, Mazi? So personally, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Hata uweke dongapi?
Siwezi fanya.
For sure.
Because it will go against my morals. I can't do that. Manao, let's come down to something like fraud. Maze unascam. Watu ukosei mtu, unatafuta tu a rich person, unatafuta codes 3 4.
Unamsaidia hiyo richness kumwekea kwingine. Ni mingi sana.
You know, now that's a crime actually. You're stealing. You know, unaibia msee amework hard and everything.
Why is OnlyFans not a crime, but now this is a crime?
Because tell me where in the law legally mse amesema mimi kutuma nguo zangu mazenu zangu or something nilikuwa which is illegal.
It's illegal.
Oh, I didn't know that. Tell me.
It's illegal, man.
Why?
Public unatuonyesha nini? Pia si tunazo.
Nimeonyesha nyinyi kweli, sio ndio umejileta uka subscribe.
Lakini mbona waziweka huko mahali tunaona?
Sijaka Netflix, nimeka Facebook z. Ndio maana communities have like regulations. That's why when you post something on TikTok they pull it down. When you go to Instagram you do the same thing. Ndio maana OnlyFans is a private link. It's the same way. Let me just use an example of pornography. Ndio maana haiko kwa all sides. Unakaa hivyo unaambiwa kuna site fulani. Utaenda utafute huko usainuko wewe mwenyewe, ukitaka uende incognito. Hakuna mse anakujudge. Nobody knows what you're doing in darkness. So these are places where I feel like I'm an individual. Have you asked yourself why is it like I have a whole community? Mimi niko hapo hivyo mazee, mimi nafanya vitu zangu zinafanya mazee, I look pretty on the camera, I'm appealing venye mnadai, and then sasa kila mtu amekuja, I have a community of like 1000 2000 wasa wanadu nini hapo. Ndio nikuulize, ndio maana venye umeuliza is it bad or not? I can't say it from someone who's doing it kwa sababu I'm just a one person who has decided to make a decision, but kuna watu 2 Gs who are consuming what I'm doing. So what about them?
Mafans, mashabiki watasema nini?
Mashabiki
uko hapo mboka.
Okay. Exactly. In fact, if I'm the biggest, mimi ndo na if
it's
legal,
unatesa, wewe ndio unauza sasa.
Mazi au sasa ndo shida kabisa kwa sababu why are they consuming my products?
Okay, from a point of morality, you think now doing that you also unaharibu morals
za watu wengine.
Because kama ungekuwa unapiga hiyo OnlyFans, then that means huyo mtu angeenda hapo ndani and
what are they doing there?
Because it's available.
It's available.
Do they go there because it's available, or do they go there because of their own urges?
So that is the question, because I've never really done it, and I will also want to understand why is someone there. Mbona uende? It's the same way, because I feel like before someone goes to a pornographic site, there's something they're already struggling with, right? So when it comes to such like a thing, I don't know if it's entirely about influence, because yes, it's the same way. Mbona mtu aeke movie on Netflix because they have to get an audience to actually do it, and not because before Netflix will come up with the idea, they knew there's a marketing idea over here. At the end of the day, it's the bag, by the way. True. So walijua tukieka up hivi movies and everything, people are going to watch and we're going to get income. So I feel like this is something about, when you go to Netflix, there's a lot of things. Una choose nini unataka kufanya. I think it's the same way about social media. Now this is a personal, choice. What do you want to consume? Okay. So I feel like I can't really give you a specific answer to that or feedback. However, it's kind of complicated.
According to you, it's not right?
Yeah.
Okay. You were talking about fraud before Nico cut short.
Fraud.
Mambo ya OnlyFans. Frauds. You're saying that it's illegal because now you're scamming someone.
Yeah, you're stealing.
So how do we know? And nauliza hii kwa sababu nilikuwa nimesema if what you're doing really ni right.
Ni right, yeah.
Mbona usitoe nje?
Yeah, okay.
Don't you think because they are hiding behind the doors, there must be an aspect of something illegal. And my friends are going to crucify me because I have a lot of friends who are doing legal things online legal not illegal, and wakisikia nasema wasikaange kwa nyumba, you are question things, but there are people who are still living inside, and then we want to clear the air.
That's right.
What do you think? Is it a must? You must have something illegal that you're doing for you to stay indoors?
No.
Okay.
First of all, I don't know if this makes sense, but let's say I'm working from home with my laptop. Where else could I work from?
An office.
But I'm not going to an office because I can't really pay the rent, and there's no point of having. What is the point of having an office? I think thinking of it
Just
that way
work.
makes sense, because let me ask something. If you had like a whole studio in your house right now, would you be here recording here?
Not really.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it doesn't mean
point,
just because you have the camera and you have the microphone in your house, you're actually doing something wrong. Just because you didn't go to a public area like SemaBOX, right? So I kind of feel like people might be doing something wrong. We're not actually justifying that. However, the things people are actually doing. And it's, I don't know, where did the narrative come from first? Let's start there. Because
the narrative is there. We ujesikia watu wanaulizwa mpaka wazazi wanapiga simu wanasema, na we utatuambia nini unafanyanga hiyo Nairobi? Uendangi kazi asubuhi? What are you doing? And unajua it's so complicated to a point that a friend alikuwa ananiambia, alikuwa anaitia kazini yake kazi Nairobi. Akamwambia, mi huko siwezi kuja. Huko nikikuja wataniingiza kwa hizo vitu za forex, hizo vitu za watu dance na ring light. Kumekuwa sasa. Why you laughing?
I dance but on TikTok.
That's your line, eh?
No.
So, as in the prototyping ama profiling imetoka now from ourselves peer to peer, because maybe nakuta mtu anakanga kwa nyumba sana. Now it has spread to the village, whereby watu watakuja tao. Watu wataki kuja tao because huko there's scammers, huko nitafunzwa vitu moral zangu zitashuka chini. And do you think there's a point there, by the way? Let's talk about that, because I think, I don't know, do you believe there's a possibility of that?
There is. Because I feel like at the end of the day, this is influence. If someone is afraid to actually come to Nairobi just because they feel like, hey, mazi, Nairobi nika kuna legit. Unless nimesoma, nimekuwa accountant, nina kwa bank and everything. But I feel like it's also a traditional way of looking at it. Like I feel like we are so used to the system, you know, how we do things, how we've always done things. Because me, by the way, venye unasema, mi nisha experience na mamangu. There is one time, my mom alikuwa najua, but then I struggled financially. And then nikamwambia, chika kanambia, by the way, I'm not really okay here. And I was like, acha nikutumia here. And then she's like, umetoa wapi pesa?
Na ulikuwa na struggle.
Umetoa wapi pesa? Wewe usikuwa umepata mtu. Kwanza that was her first statement, because she was like, usikuwa umepata mtu. So by mtu, of course, she meant, I hope ujapata like an older man or something. Asponyo. And I was like, no, relax, nini. Just because I didn't explain to her, but there's a specific gig I did on the side, because alikuwa najanga do niko nayo, it is just enough to support me. So I'm like, you see, hata mamangu mwenyewe kama singemexplainia cheki, kuna deal nilifanya kando na ni hivi na hivi na hivi. Ni hivo. But so I feel like the influence, first of all, how is this narrative spreading through online? Of course, obviously it's getting to the larger audience through the online platforms and all that. So I kind of feel like the kind of influence that we are giving out there is at some point we are all looking for clarity, and at some point we actually get, you know, to just like you know.
I get you. So, what wanafanya? I think, just to talk bluntly, I think it could be wise, ama in your own opinion, because mi nafikiria if kila mtu saizi, okay, watu wengi wana struggle, they don't have jobs, they don't have works, and it's your own business. Ukiamua utaka indo ufanye kitu yenye unafanya, that's your own business. But for the purpose ya kusaidia watu wenye wako hapo nje hawana jobs, na pia for the purpose of morality, don't you think it's right that we have to register what we are doing? As in, gava iko inajua, hata kama ni sub chief anajua ni aje Khasoa anakanga apartment fulani, ama apartment fulani iko na 40 young people, and kuna jamaa hapo anaandikanga, kuna jamaa wa kuchora, kuna jamaa wa as in they know you're working from home. Don't you think that's a beautiful thing?
Wow.
Don't you think that's a beautiful thing?
I didn't actually think about it that way, but I'm like, first of all, government ikishajua hiyo ni tax ingine naongezewa kwa vitu zangu
okay, so you are wowing because umeona unataka kutupeana
unatupeana mazee. I look at it first before now, before the larger aspect. I'm like ngoja sa gava ikishajua nafanya hii kitu first of all hata wajui banki yangu hata sifai na file wamekataza kuna nil returns mimi nil returns mazee hapo ni
itakuwa noma
so
ibaki tu hivyo
because I also feel like honestly I love my privacy. Even my neighbors right now wanajua natokanga asubuhi narudi jioni, they don't know what I do apart from the few who ask me but unafanyanga nini, they don't know what I do. So I'm like kidogo kidogo hao nyoka na mangu nasikia tumekuwa na TikTok ukifanya hivi but they don't know what I'm doing. So I don't think it's okay. Will this information be private at some point? Because I feel like
it's private with the government.
Government is the enemy. Sasa
and then let me just ask a question. Why are we afraid to pay the tax if it's paying well?
Kwa sababu tumefinyiliwa for so long.
And then just for the purpose ya youth mwenye na watch, is it a government's responsibility to give you a job?
No really. Not really.
You also feel it's not its responsibility.
Not really. Ni vile tu the system is actually just it's crazy. Someone once said, I think I was listening to a certain podcast and they were like, imagine unaweza pata job ukitaka venye unajituma. It's different for different people. You might be dropping CVs kutoka asubuhi hadi jioni but the truth is you're doing it the wrong way.
Okay.
Yeah, so walikuwa zile za utaka hapo utangoja mse a leader or somebody to come and give you that job. It's not gonna work. Utangoja kuwa civil servant. Government wana advertising jobs after how long? Na hizo already wako na watu wao already. Everything is rolling. So no, it's not their responsibility. And if it were, imagine it's not working. You have to figure things out.
But I also believe it's not their responsibility, but their responsibility is to provide an environment for industries to set up so that they employ people, but not really creating employment for us.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think hapo pia we usually go wrong because we expect formal jobs from the government.
From the government,
we expect gava ichukue vijana kama 20 ama 20,000 you apatie job place flani. And you've mentioned it the other day. I saw, actually it was yesterday, I saw in the news the KPA application was around 500,000 applicants, people who applied. And they had walikuwa nataka only 290 around there.
What do you mean?
Only. So even the head there mkubwa huko ndio alikuwa mpaka ameinterviewa what is happening. And this is not the first time. The other time pia nikiwa Mombasa, I saw a lot of people. My friends came, waka apply, and there were thousands. So I think, well, me naona, okay, it's not bad whatever we are doing behind the doors. But how about we formalize it? Tuiona niaje it's okay, tunajua huyu ni mtu so and so, anafanyanga hivi na hii hustle yake imletee more than 30,000, so we are not going to. But at least we know what you are doing for the purpose of morality and clearing the air right now that because I don't believe mwenye anafanya hizo vitu ata feel vizuri wakati watu wamemprofile.
Yeah, that's right.
And maybe anafanya kitu poa. So mi naona gava ichukue ni aje, let's know. Ukitoka kampo, let's not assume bana. Ukitoka uwezi kaa hivyo. Okay, acha nisiseme hivyo sound arrogant. But it's hard for you kuka 100% hivyo. Hata ukiwa ocha utajipata the manual works you'll be doing nini not for the purpose of taxing but for the purpose we know what you're doing. And by there I'm not supporting anybody. I'm not supporting any. But we can have these, let's now have the grants supporting these people. Okay, we unafanya online writing. How can we help you? At least, okay, unapata dongapi? Napatanga 30,000 per month. Na tukikufikishia 50 unaweza kuwa unakubalia tukukate tax. That's the type of conversation yenye tunaweza kuwa naye, sema okay, tunaweza, but nyinyi mtanisaidia aje? Okay, we are giving you equipments, we are going to pay the internet for you, we are going to pay the rent for you for a whole year. That's a nice conversation. And the reason why nimeuliza hivyo ni don't you think we as the people who are doing it should we come out and tell people ni aje it's not a secret, this is what I am doing, and it's a job, because watu wengi sana, actually I don't know, but naweza approximate niseme majority of the youths are working that way. They are not going 9 to 5 wako kwa manyumba. Why don't you formalize it? It's easy as that.
Yeah, actually, if you put it that way, I fully support you. You're so smart. By the way. You should be
finally.
The president. Okay.
I get that.
Now you're feeling yourself.
Yeah, man.
Clock it.
At least.
Do like Ni hivi, si hivi.
Okay.
Ni hivi.
Nikifanya hivyo watu wataniambia
At
pia
least-
mimi nimeanza
don't.
si unajua hiyo
Yeah,
direction.
I know
Okay,
that.
I can't
So
go there.
I'm actually thinking in a way that
Yeah.
it actually makes sense. Na venye umeieleza, on my end may feel like, imagine it's not just about them knowing. I feel like we could actually give other people a chance.
Yeah.
Because people also want to know what you're doing. I want to be influenced. I want to do something. So I feel like it could work. But the enemy is the government. This system is so cooked. And I
If
feel
they
like
know you are earning
you're
somewhere,
earning this, I'll be like, yo, because first of all, you'll be accountable. Because some of these companies, I feel like having a company in Kenya has to be, has to be registered. There is one time I think there was an online company that was paying so well, and then the government found about it, and then it was boom. It no longer works in Kenya, and the youth were really doing good with it. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, you know what? I don't think we, the people who are working from home, are the problem. We're just afraid. But then whatever you're suggesting is actually cool. If I could come here, tell the government, hey, usishike 30,000 zangu. Hizi kana make hivi na ka hivi naunda $5 within 1 second. Mi usishike dollars zangu.
But don't you think they respect that?
They won't.
Because actually, watch out and contradict at the moment. Kuna time they wanted to tax wasanii. The creatives. You remember that time?
I know.
Ilikuwa mbaya. So these ujapatia watu job and they're using their creativity and now you want to tax them without helping them. That is not right?
That's not right.
So I think, just to conclude this point, nafikiria, if we agree that, you know what, the government has to know what you are doing behind the doors, it's not illegal, they have to come in as supporters, not come in and want to take away whatever we have.
Yeah, exactly.
That is cool.
And
at least you have an argument there.
I agree on that. What about if it's illegal?
If
Tuende
it's
tufanya kwa
illegal,
nyumba.
if it's illegal, sasa
Tukaende kwa nyumba.
me I'm a person mwenye I believe in impacting the society positively.
Yeah.
So I won't support any illegal activity.
Sawa,
To my friends who are doing illegal business, ujue tu nikikujua nitakupeana.
Oh my goodness, useme hivyo.
You are doing something illegal?
Hapana, kuna nye
Tenda
niliona
kwako
aje
niangalie.
ka boyfriend yako ni fraud na nakataa kupeleka Valentines.
Expose him.
Expose, mpeleke kwa DCI.
Umeamua kutupeana sasa?
Kwa sababu why?
Si anawasaidia, he's paying the rent, he's treating you.
Ndio maana tumesema specifically kama ha come through for you, mpeleke. Tomorrow is Valentine's, by the way, while you're recording this. we try again next year.
We try again next year. Great. So I think mimi naweza sema hivyo, that let's do formal things, and pia a message to the people wenye wamekuwa kifikiria huko nje. We brought Khasoa here as someone who has a taste of doing something, not something illegal, something behind doors, kwa nyumba.
Hako ikisema behind doors inakau. Naka nilikuwa mwizi.
Inaka tu yani ni ngwati
Inaka tu kamera.
Behind doors, ring light hapo.
Hadi unajua. Look at you.
So, I think that's why we brought you here, just at least to clear the air. Pia mimi nimekuwa na a share of working online, and it's also behind doors, because autokange ona kanga tu kwa nyumba yako through and through. But the reason why I said we have to talk about this, inspired by that story yenye tulipata, there is someone who was doing somehow a fraud, and they were hiding, and we so decided, you know what, let's come and discuss it on how we can clear the air. It's not every person mwenye ana work indoors ama closed doors is doing something illegal. And if we really want to know what we are doing in indoors, Khasoa amepatia an example akasema the reason why we try to protect that is because we've seen example, ukigava kijua tu unatengeneza do fulani hivi, they come with all their pliers, wanachukua kila kitu yenye uko nayo, accounts zinafriziwa. So that's the reason why a lot of people wenye work indoors they don't want to tell. And then another reason yenye tumeconclude, I think tumesema that if the government wants to know what we are doing indoors, and for the purpose of morality, let them recognize what you are doing by coming in as supporters, and by that tutakuwa tumeondoa all the other frauds.
That's right.
I think that is that. So as we finish, a message, I want you to message your message to 3 type of people. Someone who is being profiled, ufanya job but anakuwa profiled, and then give a message to someone who is outside profiling other people, and then finally to the society who are thinking that every young person who is not working 9 to 5 is a fraud, he's doing the OnlyFans and other branch of OnlyFans and bad things. So what can you
Oh,
an
okay.
opportunity to
To
shine.
to be
Wacha
me, right?
ninyamaze. Yeah.
You wezi counter. Anyway, so I'll start with the society
Okay.
in large
Okay.
because here's how I would put it. We're in the 20th century, man. Sindio? I'm on 21st.
21st.
Oh, 21st century. Oh
Yeah,
my goodness.
yeah.
We're in the 21st century right
Yeah.
now, and things have changed. You know, things are not the way you used to do them before. So times have changed. You can't expect me to do things the traditional way. So basically, I might be doing something legal. Legal or not, whatever I'm doing, I think this is comes back now to the person profiling the other person. I don't think you can always know my business entirely. What I'm doing in the house, you're like, oh, by the way, msichana tokangi kwa nyumba, but anakuanga mengara, her wigs are very expensive, you know, kind of thing. I'm like, for as long as I've not actually explained to you, or you've not even asked, kujua anafanya nini, I feel like you have no right to actually be like, oh, by the way, cheki, udem anafanya hivi na hivi. It's not right. And by any chance umekuwa victim of being profiled, unaambiwa cheki, by the way, unafanya hivi. I'm a lady, I know, you know. Kuna mademu wanajituma huko nje and everything. Alafu, the thing is, I think about men, wanajua men do a lot of things online. Si kitu normal with ladies. When a lady is doing it, it's actually like, hey, dem anafanya forex. Yeah. So I kind of feel like we are actually doing these things, you know. So for someone doing the right thing, and by the way unafanya hivyo, mi usema kitu moja. Si wewe ndo unajua what is good for you, what is wrong with this. Okay, you know when you're doing something good or bad. So if you're doing the right thing and someone has a different opinion just because they do not know what you're doing, don't let that get to you. Don't allow them to actually get into your head because you're the price. Yeah.
Great. I love that. Just let's conclude this show by saying that, Maze, we give credits to the Confession of Nairobi Women.
Yeah.
A lot of stories. Just pick an inspiration from one of them. Imagine the whole conversation was just an inspiration from just a small point of a story of a scammer who was confessing.
Yeah.
As simple as that.
Scammer.
But yes,
Alikuwa madhe.
ni mdem. Ni
Yeah.
mdem.
Yeah.
Sitakwambia sana, nataka uende
Nenda
uisome
kusoma.
and then we parte. But we are not glorifying scamming
Yeah, I get
and
that.
vitu kama hizo
Yeah.
and such kind of stories. But it's a good book. That's how I live it. It's a very nice read, a simple read venye tu nilianza kusema.
Yeah.
By the way, a lot of beautiful stories that women love. I was telling a friend of mine that ukisoma hiyo kitabu utakuja hapo umekasirika, utafurahi, and you will understand. And to me, from a point of someone who reads books, ilipata that it teaches you not necessarily their stories, but you see the city ama the modern life from all the angles. From you come to understand the different genders. Actually, the two genders, not different. We only have two genders. The two genders. And why are you smiling? How many genders you know?
No, you're my friend and you look handsome. So I'm just looking at you and I'm appreciating the beauty.
I know you. Thank you. So the two genders you get to understand, and then you also have to understand different types of personalities from the stories. You understand, you learn betrayal.
Yeah.
You learn trust. In a single book, a simple read. So I really, really encourage you, just go try that book. And to my friends, when you wajezoea kusoma fiction books, this is not like a fiction book because it's a real confession. It's like now you confessing that you have a ring light, and then now I also confess that it's real stories.
Yeah.
I think we should have more of that, and it gives people a lot of freedom to confess.
Yeah, that's right.
So after reading that, we decided let's now have this twisted a little bit to clear the air about this. Watu wanasemekana, everybody who is living a nice life, he's a scammer, he's morally not upright, and such stories. And I think with that we've cleared the air, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, man, I'm so glad ulikuja and
Thank
umedecide
you.
manze kutuambia mpaka vitu zako, uko na ring light but ufanye hizo vitu mbaya mbaya, we ni msichana mzuri.
Wow, unanishuku sindio? Usinipeane.
But man, honestly, thank you so much for showing up.
Yeah, thank you for hosting
pleasure.
me.
It's
It's
a
been
pleasure.
awesome, you know,
pleasure.
talking
It's a
with you on camera. Karibu ni blush.
Really?
Yeah,
We
but
pia we ni creator, najua wewe si blush, wewe unanipanga tu hapo
gosh,
wewe.
sawa
You can
basi.
blush. Okay, as you finish, where do people find you? Maybe unaweza jipigia campaign kidogo kwa
Oh, yeah.
marafiki. Maybe mtu amekaa hapo amependa akasema, huyu naweza
Mdem.
mfollow mahali
I know.
mdem.
Ata kwa restaurant, sawa. So, as I mentioned, my name is Khasoa Creative. So on YouTube, you can find me at Khasoa Vivian. Also on Instagram is Khasoa. On TikTok, on Snapchat, I love my African name. So I'll always go by Khasoa. _Khasoa_ So basically that's huko kwingine si yuko we.
Huko ndio
tu.
tulikuwa tunangoja.
Ni hizo tu peke yake.
Sawa sawa manze, all the best in your
Thank you.
productions and your creative journey. Hapa ni home. Anytime unasikia uko na point.
Yeah.
Ama ukiamua kuingia kwa hiyo business venture nini uamue kuandika online,
Yeah.
utuambie alafu tutakuita hapa tena.
Oh,
Sawa sawa.
thank you.
Thank you so much manze. Thank you also for watching until this minute manze. Wewe ni wa maana sana. And I hope umepata the reason why we brought Khasoa here and the reason why we're having Confession of Nairobi Women. It's we done, man. We done. So we'll see you on episode 3. But one thing we usually insist, make sure information ikiwa important, ikiwa fiti kwako, you share with a friend. You share with someone out there. You also share with your mwenye unataka learn, sindio? Alafu we grow together. You can also follow us in all the social media, Book Plug Podcast on TikTok. Tunaweza dance huko na vitabu na vitu kaa hizo. Instagram pia unaweza tafuta anywhere. Book Plug is there. Sawa. Mimi naitwa Kim. On behalf of my team, that is production team SemaBOX. Salute sana. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time on episode. Nini unaniangalia nikipeana nini? Kwani si tukate kwanza. Anyway guys, I'll see you next time. That is episode 3. You don't want to miss episode 3. It's going to be awesome with a different perspective, a different guest, but we're still keeping it African. I'm out.